Hey everyone, it's Will, GamerDad, with another video for you. So first off, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my Patreon supporters, Al Heyman. Thanks for your support. Now, it looks like we do have another update. I think we were expecting this one, and some are big fans, whereas others are not. That being said, I do welcome the newest update for the newest character, Another Style Venus. That is also aka AS Palm. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Anyways, when I think of the Venus, obviously anyone who's into astrology or seeing the stars, there's actually an old 80s song that is featuring Venus. Anyways, moving on, we have obviously a new character. Our lovely Palm, and many of us have actually really high light values on Palm. So if we do get this as an AS, that's going to be pretty good in the fact that we'll probably have at least 4 slots or maybe an extra badge or so on and so forth. Now, Palm normal style is more of a meme. The trick to her was that she can kind of poison your own team. And by doing that, you can allow yourself to do some pretty insane moves to damage. I think there was a way to kind of use that to increase your DPS by a large margin. Now, I never subscribed to using that mechanic, but I know a lot of the advanced strats people or just people who are more familiar with the game than I did, used it quite, from time to time. Now, that being said, as a 5-star AS, she does bring some pretty powerful moves to the table. First of all, she can now VC in and set Magic Zone. So that's a little bit different. We have a few Magic Zone setters already. When she VCs in, she'll also restore all parties members' HP by 30% and MP by 30%. Not sure if you're going to do that or just use her in the front line, which is what most people are doing with today's meta. She has a special basic attack. So when she is in an awakened magic zone, and that's pretty easy to do nowadays, her basic attack will now preemptively give Link to all party members. And so if you played around with El Seal or ES Tuva, you know how powerful Link can be. This one specializes in fire, since Palm is now going to be elemental fire. And Link basically does an add-on attack for each attacking move and will now inflict 3 stacks of elemental break fire. Now, I'm not sure if that is with any fire move only or any attack. So if you can clarify that, that would be great. But I believe generally this should be only when you do attack with fire that you get that extra hit. And obviously during zone moves, it will charge up the AF gauge a little bit. It doesn't charge as a full hit, otherwise that'd be too cheap and broken. But that being said, for every hit, you're going to have an extra hit. Apply Elemental Break Fire, which will allow your team to do twice as much damage for each subsequent hit, as long as you don't consume them all with just the Link attacks. This also stacks Loveaholic Red stack, so the ones that can't be dispelled away. And this is applied to all enemies. And this will now give pain and poison damage extra per stack, and you can stack up to 10 of them. So if you do 10 of these love potions, and I don't know how many times you can really stack that, because this actually technically doesn't hit. You probably can't really do that easily to get all 10 out unless you're outside AF or you have a really long AF. Now, that being said, pretty interesting, and she does have some pretty significant DPS abilities as well. She has a fire-type magic AoE, XL, inflicts poison and pain, which ignores resistance. Very nice bonus there. Guarantees crit rate for all party members for magic. And obviously, since you're now poisoning and paining the enemies, it's going to be similar to my waifu Suzette. Extra damage if they're afflicted with pain and poison, and those are separate multipliers. And if you get up to 4 Loveaholic stacks, which is those red stacks from the basic move during Awakened Magic Zone, then you can get a fairly decent modifier. It does take a little bit of a setup, so I'm not really sure how viable that is in a real fight, but sounds like there is some pretty interesting abilities with that. Finally, she also does have a buff for the whole team, which will give int and speed of all party members plus 50%, magic crit damage up for all party members 25%, and gives mental focus to all party members, which is nice. And if it is in an awakened magic zone, this will be ×2. So you're going to cap your int and speed to 100%, magic crit damage plus 50%, and of course, mental focus as usual. Now, I don't see in her moveset whether or not she can awaken zone. And if she cannot, that's going to be a little bit, I guess, of a downside. However, I'm sure you can have other team members do that. For example, Alter Xion or other newer units, especially in magic teams where you have plenty of options with that. Now that being said, we are already in 3.3.1, so this will be in-app update. And of course, you have the standard Fatefuls up to 3 times. And there is one that features some really powerful units that I'm sure I've touted over the last few months. However, Yifi and Yakumo are still there as your premier Shade Zone and Shade DPS out there. And of course, you can still get Melody AS and Dream Weather Daenerys, all of which are, I believe, staff units. And so you can really round out your magic team if you don't already have all of those. It is a paid banner, so keep that in mind. And we actually do have Kikyo normal style manifest. This is one I'm actually looking forward to. I will say that I haven't been keeping up with the Astrok archive. Even the easy version or the normal version, I really haven't done. And there are a number of reasons for that, mostly because I'm kind of burnt out from work and just kind of busy with life. But I will say that, as many of you probably have discovered, the challenge level of Astro Archive is quite frustrating at times, and I really don't want to spend hours to kind of figure out something for my team, especially since they a lot of the times require the newest units out there. I really enjoyed boss fights and other kind of challenges where you can kind of mix it up and use some older and newer units. Some of these new challenges are not really like that, and so not quite to my liking. Anyways, hopefully I'll get off my lazy butt and start doing those in the near future. But I will be doing the manifest for Kikyo once it drops tomorrow evening. Looking forward to that challenge. All right. So as you noticed, even though we are still catching up, I believe the bonus of 100 login stones are now gone. It's back to the normal cat, which is only 20. So that's unfortunate. And there are some fixes that is, from little bugs along the way. So anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think about AS Palm and whether or not you'll be summoning. I mean, I'll talk about that more in my Should You Summon, but if you've been following the channel over the years, you probably know what I'm going to say about her overall. That being said, I do have a pretty high Palm light, and so looking forward to grinding out some of those treatises for her myself. Anyways, hopefully you are also getting ready for Kikyo's manifest. I mean, at this point, you should have a Kikyo if you got her, from the, all those campaigns where everyone got a free Kikyo, and you couldn't even choose it, I believe. So everyone got a free Kikyo. No excuse not to take this one down unless it's a difficulty issue, in which case, obviously, hopefully, my video will help you guys if I can beat it myself. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.